In this video, you are going to learn how to create a salesperson automation campaign that runs on autopilot and makes you money while you sleep. I'm Jason Resnick of NurtureKit, NurtureKit.co, and this isn't your average pitch sequence. And is making money while you sleep a little bit like BuzzFeed? Sure, it is, but that's pretty much the goal of this campaign. It's designed to sell without you actually manually pushing people into a pitch sequence or a launch sequence. It's working in the background for you to be able to create sales on the fly at any given time because your subscriber raised their hand and are ready to buy. And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to show you exactly the results of implementing this. If you are like me and most creators, you are a little bit uncomfortable of pitching your own products, even if it is through email. It's a little bit uncomfortable. You don't really feel confident in doing that. It's just an awkward kind of thing because it's not in your nature to be salesy. However, this campaign sits in the background while you are providing value, and all you have to do is give them a link to your sales page, your product, and you only have to sell the click, which is usually done through providing the value, right? This is a campaign that I've built so long ago inside a drip when I was a major drip user, and that was where most of my email marketing came from, as well as my clients at that given time. This was about 6 or 7 years ago, and this still works today very well, even more so today than it did back then. Think of it like this. If you were standing in front of a TV at Best Buy for about 10 minutes and looking at the same one and haven't called anyone over to ring you up, wouldn't a salesperson walk up to you and find out if you had any questions or needed any help? Yes, of course they would. Well, that's the premise of this campaign. We are going to count the number of times that your subscriber clicks on a link to your sales page. And we're going to say that if they click on it 3 times in 30 days, then we're going to pull them out of your regular broadcasts and into a sequence designed to go deeper and open up the line of communication for them to ask questions, maybe even hop on a call, so that you can engage them at a deeper level and more personalized level to get them to convert. Why 3 times in 30 days? Well, if your subscribers are clicking on the link and they get over to your sales page 3 times in a month and they haven't yet bought, well, something is holding them back still. You're not answering an objection that they have, or they might have a question, but it also does send a strong signal that they really do want what you have to offer. Because of their own behavior, you send a timely email that dives in more personally. So I'm going to walk you through screen by screen here in a second, but the setup of this has a few moving parts. There's one trigger link, which will create. There's a custom field that will actually store the number of clicks that they have. And there are going to be 3 visual automations with this with 1 sequence. Now, remember, the goals of this is to count the clicks, and when the subscriber raises their hand and they're ready to buy, they get pulled out and put into this sequence that is more personalized. It goes deeper and opens those lines of communication for them to convert into a customer. So let's dive into the trigger link first. So we have the trigger link set up here, and we've done this many times before in other videos. So I'll just quickly walk you through it. So we have the trigger link going to the sales page, and you want to put whatever the sales page is in this. And then we're going to apply the tag of clicked-product name. Now, any tag that I do have a naming convention that I follow. And if you are seeing this and you following along and implementing this, then go ahead and just swap out anything that you see with product name or product with whatever your product is, okay? You save the rule, it's there. So then we go over into the subscribers, and we're going to add the custom field that holds the count. So we click on add new field, and we're going to add in product interest count. Change product to whatever applies for you. Now I already have this field, so it shows up and I have it right here. Okay, so this is going to be the field that counts 1, 2, 3, and so on. So, and how this would work is inside of your broadcasts, you would have your value and then you would have some transition. So then I would highlight that, create the trigger link to it, because it's important to use the trigger link because we're going to apply that clicked tag, right? So then I would send that off. Once that tag gets applied, it's going to trigger off this visual automation, which is interest product counter. So you could create one of these for every single one of your products. What I do immediately is remove the tag, because we want to apply this tag every time they click on the trigger link. So today I sent out that one email. Maybe next Tuesday I send another email with a link to that page. And then the following Tuesday I send another email. That's why we have to remove the tag so that it can be reapplied later. And then check if they have the product. I use custom fields to store this information. If you use tags, just create a condition here to make sure that they don't already have the product, because let's not pitch somebody something that they already have. So if they do have it, then move out and exit out. If they don't, this is where we're going to count the click. So we're going to set the custom field of product interest count to whatever it is already plus 1. Blank or 0, then it's going to increase it to 1. If it's 1 already, it's going to increase it to 2. And then we're going to check, does that field match 3? If it does, we're going to send off this driver tag, which I'll show you what that visual automation looks like in a second. But if not, then let's just exit out of the automation. Now you may see that, where's the delay? There's no delay in here. Well, we have a visual automation that handles that delay. What happens is it's triggered off of the product interest count field changes to 1. And then we start the clock. And they get in here for a delay of 30 days. And if they reach that 30 days, then I'm going to reset that to 0. However, if during the 30 days it changes to 3, pull them out. And the reason why we do this on visual automation versus putting it here is that if I add this delay in here, then this subscriber is stuck here. And anytime that they click the link, nothing happens because they are already existing in this visual automation. And so that's why we need to have it on its own. If they have reached 3, then what I do is pull them out. I don't reset that field back to 0 because obviously the goal is that, hey, they're going to buy. But if they don't, I don't necessarily want to send this email sequence to them again. Now that's just me. You can certainly reset the value to 0 here. However, in my case, I just don't. I feel like if they didn't buy as I handheld them through the purchase process, they're probably most likely not ever going to buy, and I'm just going to let it go. So what happens here to trigger off the pitch sequence or the salesperson sequence is that this tag gets applied and then they drop into a customary pitch sequence like anything else. It's just that the pitch itself, the sequence itself, is not your standard 5-day sequence. It's just a sequence that maybe is 3 days that dives deep and adds in personalized aspects. If you know that they're a beginner or their experience level is low, then show them testimonials of people just like them and getting quick wins. If they are more advanced, then show them and walk them through case studies of where people were, where they are today, where your subscriber is today, and their desire to move forward, and unpack that at a deeper level, right? So this is a much more tailored sequence. If you open the door to one-on-one calls, do that in this, and just put it over 3 or 4 days. But let them know that you you realize, because your system tells you so, that they are interested in this, and you want to make sure that they have any of their questions answered. I've found that language, rather than the more stealthy kind of like, hey, I'm just popping up into your inbox with this product, seems to work better because it's more genuine, it's authentic. Put in your subject line your program name or your product name. Let them know that you're paying attention to their behaviors. And I want to share with you a story about the Guitar Institute. And this was a client of mine, and yes, we did a lot of work together, and there's actually 2 testimonials in here, but I want to call your attention to this sentence right here, because this is the salesperson campaign in effect. See, their marketing strategy was to run Facebook ads to cold traffic and lookalike audiences to get them to buy the product, and they converted at 4%, which was pretty good. However, they did have a list of subscribers that hadn't purchased, and when we put them through this campaign for 30 days, they converted at 15%. If you can astronomically sell on autopilot every single month without you having to push anything or spend money in ads to convert people, well, wouldn't that be awesome? Now, I mentioned a little bit of some of the nuances in here, and I know that there was a lot of moving parts, so if there are any questions, certainly go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. But now you have something that you can build out in your business that sits in the background while you send your regular emails. There's so many different ways now that you have at your disposal because of this to re-engage somebody that has expressed that strong interest to buy from you. If this was helpful, hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon so that you get notified the next time a video drops. And when you treat your email list like humans, amazing transformations happen.